Princess Bride, S. Morgenstern's classic tale of true love and high venture. The Good Parts version, abridged by William Goldman. Part 5, The Announcement, Section 2. Dusk was closing in when Buttercup crested the hill. She was perhaps half an hour from the castle, and her daily ride was 3/4 done. Suddenly she reined horse, for standing in the dimness beyond was the strangest trio she had ever seen. The man in front was dark, Sicilian perhaps, with the gentlest face, almost angelic. He had one leg too short, and the markings of a humpback, but he moved forward toward her with surprising speed and nimbleness. The other two remained rooted. The second, also dark, probably Spanish, was as erect and slender as the blade of steel that was attached to his side. The third man, mustachioed, perhaps a Turk, was easily the biggest human being she had ever seen. A word, the Sicilian said, raising his arms. His smile was more angelic than his face. Buttercup halted. Speak. We are but poor circus performers, the Sicilian explained. It is dark, and we are lost. We were told there was a village nearby that might enjoy our skills. You were misinformed, Buttercup told him. There is no one, not for many miles. And there will be no one to hear you scream, the Sicilian said. And he jumped with frightening agility toward her face. That was all that Buttercup remembered. Perhaps she did scream, but if she did, it was more from terror than anything else, because certainly there was no pain. His hands expertly touched places on her neck, and unconsciousness came. She awoke to the lapping of water. She was wrapped in a blanket, and the giant Turk was putting her in the bottom of a boat. For a moment she was about to talk, but then when they began talking, she thought it better to listen. And after she had listened for a moment, it got harder and harder to hear, because of the terrible pounding of her heart. I think you should kill her now, the Turk said. The less you think, the happier I'll be, the Sicilian answered. There was the sound of ripping cloth. What is that? The Spaniard asked. The same as I attached to her saddle, the Sicilian replied. Fabric from the uniform of an officer of Gilder. I still think, the Turk began, she must be found dead on the Gilder frontier, or we will not be paid the remainder of our fee. Is that clear enough for you? I just feel better when I know what's going on, that's all, the Turk mumbled. People are always thinking I'm so stupid because I'm big and strong and sometimes drool a little when I get excited. The reason people think you're so stupid, the Sicilian said, is because you are so stupid. It has nothing to do with your drooling. There came the sound of a flapping of sail. Watch your heads, the Spaniard cautioned, and then the boat was moving. The people of Florin will not take her death well, I shouldn't think. She has become beloved. There will be war, the Sicilian agreed. We've been paid to start it. It's a fine line of work to be expert in. If we do this perfectly, there will be a continual demand for our services. Well, I don't like it all that much, the Spaniard said. Frankly, I wish you had refused. The offer was too high. I don't like killing a girl, the Spaniard said. God does it all the time. If it doesn't bother him, don't let it worry you. Through all this, Buttercup had not moved. The Spaniard said, let's just tell her we're taking her away for ransom. The Turk agreed. She's so beautiful, and she'd go all crazy if she knew. She knows already, the Sicilian said. She's been awake for every word of this. Buttercup lay under the blanket, not moving. How could he have known that, she wondered. How can you be sure, the Spaniard asked. The Sicilian senses all, the Sicilian said. Conceited, Buttercup thought. Yes, very conceited, the Sicilian said. He must be a mind reader, Buttercup thought. Are you giving it full sail? The Sicilian said. As much as is safe, the Spaniard answered from the tiller. We have an hour on them, so no risk yet. It will take her horse perhaps 27 minutes to reach the castle. A few minutes more for them to figure out what happened, and since we left an obvious trail, they should be after us within an hour. We should reach the cliffs in 15 minutes more, and with any luck at all, the Gilder frontier at dawn when she dies. Her body should be quite warm when the prince reaches her mutilated form. I only wish we could stay for the grief. It should be Homeric. Why does he let me know his plans? Buttercup wondered. You're going back to sleep now, my lady, the Spaniard said, and his fingers suddenly were touching her temple, her shoulders, her neck, and she was unconscious again. Buttercup did not know how long she was out, but they were still in the boat when she blinked, the blanket shielding her. And this time, without daring to think, the Sicilian would have known it somehow. She threw the blanket aside and dove deep into the Florin Channel. She stayed under for as long as she dared and then surfaced, starting to swim across the moonless water with every ounce of strength remaining to her. Behind her in the darkness, there were cries. Go in, from the Sicilian. I only dog paddle, from the Turk. You're better than I am, from the Spaniard. Buttercup continued to leave them behind her. Her arms ached from effort, but she gave them no rest. Her legs kicked and her heart pounded. I can hear her kicking, the Sicilian said. Veer left. Buttercup went into her breaststroke, silently swimming away. Where is she? Shrieked the Sicilian. The sharks will get her. Don't worry, cautioned the Spaniard. Oh dear, I wish you hadn't mentioned that, thought Buttercup. Princess, the Sicilian called, do you know what happens to sharks when they smell blood in the water? They go mad. There's no controlling their wildness. They rip and shred and chew and devour, and I'm in a boat, Princess, and there isn't any blood in the water now, as we're both quite safe. But there's a knife in my hand, my lady, and if you don't come back, I'll cut my arms, and I'll cut my legs, and I'll catch the blood in a cup, and I'll fling it as far as I can, and sharks can smell blood in the water for miles, and you won't be beautiful for long. Buttercup hesitated, silently treading water. Around her now, although it was surely her imagination, she seemed to be hearing the swish of giant tails. Come back, and come back now. There will be no other warning. Buttercup thought, if I come back, they'll kill me anyway. So what's the difference? The difference is, there he goes doing that again, thought Buttercup. He really is a mind reader. If you come back now, the Sicilian went on, I give you my word as a gentleman and assassin that you will die totally without pain. I assure you, you will get no such promise from the sharks. The fish sounds of the night were closer now. Buttercup began to tremble with fear. She was terribly ashamed of herself, but there it was. She only wished she could see for a minute if there really were sharks and if he really would cut himself. The Sicilian winced out loud. He just cut his arm, lady, the Turk called out. He's catching the blood in a cup now. There must be a half-inch of blood on the bottom. The Sicilian winced again. He cut his leg this time, the Turk went on. The cup's getting full. I don't believe them, Buttercup thought. There are no sharks in the water, and there's no blood in his cup. My arm is back to throw, the Sicilian said. Call it your location or not, the choice is yours. I'm not making a peep, Buttercup decided. Farewell, from the Sicilian. There was a splashing sound of liquid landing on liquid. Then there came a pause. Then the sharks went mad.